Dr. S. Jaishankar, who delivered a speech at the G20 Foreign Ministers meeting, in which he once again emphasized the need for the UNSC reforms. In fact, note this comes days after the Quad leaders also agreed unanimously that there is a need for reforms in the United Nations Security Council. And India, of course, pitching time and again that there is a need for that permanent seat for the country in the UNSC. So strong push for WTO overhaul at the G20 meeting as well. External Affairs Minister urging for UNSC reforms at the G20 Foreign Ministers meeting. Listen in to those sharp remarks that came in from the External Affairs Minister.
First is the reform of the UN and its subsidiary bodies. The world has evolved into a smart, interconnected and multipolar arena, and its members have increased fourfold since UN's inception. Yet the UN remains a prisoner of the past. As a result, the UN Security Council struggles to fulfill its mandate of maintaining international peace and stability, undermining its effectiveness and credibility. Without reforms, including expansion in both categories of UNSC membership, its lack of effectiveness will only continue. Expansion and proper representation in the permanent category is a particular imperative. Asia, Africa, and Latin America, the global south, cannot continue to be shortchanged. They must be given their legitimate voice. Real change needs to happen and happen fast. The second issue is the reform of the international financial architecture. The Bretton Woods institutions have to now focus on urgent issues dictated by persistent development challenges and pressing climate change. Neither the MDBs nor the orthodox global financial system were designed to handle them. Financing and investment gaps for SDGs, estimated at up to $4 trillion annually, need to be addressed urgently.
In fact, not just this, the External Affairs Minister also reminded the West, particularly the US, of how the US specifically has armed had armed Pakistan and aided the country for almost 40 years. So, External Affairs Minister reminding the West of aiding and arming Pakistan for almost 40 years. Listen in to those remarks of External Affairs Minister Jaishankar, schooling the West, particularly the United States.
For us, our own history after independence, we've never really had anything other than a positive experience with the Soviet Union and then with Russia. We actually had a 40-year period where the West was primarily arming Pakistan, and we turned to the Soviet Union as a military partner.